together. It seems like you have been away forever. Things change, things rearrange, the house remains the same. I can't wait for you and I to be together. 'Cause it's your love, your love, your love, your love, your love. I'm forever in your love. Cause it's your love, your love, your love, your love, your love. I'm forever in your love. I'm feeling down, my head's spun around. Come on, kitty, let's head into town. I got a case of the blue days, wanna trade for a rainy day. Pick up a stick, give it a flick. Wish you were here, it's making me sick. Another day is gonna stray. Now I'm only 7 days away from your love, your love, your love, your love, your love. I'm forever in your love. Cause it's your love, your love, your love, your love, your love. I'm forever in your love. In 6 days, you and I will be together. I can't wait to give you so much pleasure. 5, 4, 3, the longest is for me. 2 to 1, you here, let's have some fun. Baby, I just wanna kiss your lips forever. It's your love, your love, your love, your love, your love. I'm forever in your love. Cause it's your love, your love, your love, your love, your love. I'm forever in your love. Cause it's your love. I used to walk all alone in the park, and I don't know why, but I'd start to cry.
I used to think that I'd never find the one till you walked by, till you walked by.
I turned to look and you met me at the eyes. I felt the vibe when you said hi.
I never believed in love at first sight till you walked by, till you walked by.
Now I'm covered in you,
I'm covered in you
like sand in sunshine. I close my eyes and I know I'm fine, and it feels so good. Been waiting for a lifetime. I feel anew, I'm covered in you.
Sometimes I think that love is just a word that people say, then it flies away.
I never thought that surely one day it'd come my way. Well, it'd come my way.
And now I find myself standing in white here next to you, staring in your eyes.
Can't wait to tell and I know I'm fine, and it feels so good. Been waiting for a lifetime. I feel anew. I'm covered in you. Girl, I'm so lucky.
Boy, I'm so glad
You came into my life. We got each other.
more than we had.
Now I found you. I'm no longer Now I'm covered in you.
I'm covered in you.
Like standing in the sunshine, I close my eyes, and I know I'm fine, and it feels so good. Been waiting for a lifetime. I feel anew. I'm covered in you.
I'm covered in you.
I'm covered in you.
I'm covered in you.
I'm covered in you. I'm covered in you.
Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. If you're brand new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by.
AnnieTalks, AnnieTalks. Welcome to the show. Here we go with AnnieTalks. AnnieTalks, AnnieTalks. Welcome to the show. Here's the host. It's AnnieTalks.
Hello! I just hit the wall. Hello everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the AnnieTalks show. Woohoo! I'm so glad that you are all here. How's everybody doing today? Hey everybody in chat. I'm not sure who I see. I see Spider. Hello Noodles. Evie. Wyatt Sekiro, awesome. Hello everybody who are here. Stoop Kids, thank you so much for stopping in. Really appreciate it. Okay, you guys, as more and more people come in, I just wanted to, first of all, introduce myself. My name is AnnieTalksShow. I am a variety streamer. I primarily stream on Twitch Sings, but you will also see me playing a couple games. Like I say, I'm a variety streamer. I'm not a first-person shooter per se, but I do play some first-person shooter games. Hi, Johnny. Let's see, what else do I do? Well, I'm a part of this new troupe called No Small Part, which is actually directed by one of our own who's here in chat, Stoop Kids. So he is the mastermind behind our No Small Parts troupe, and we do live play readings. We don't have one this particular Saturday, but we do have something coming up in the future. Some more shows in the future, so be sure to stick around. And also, by the way, Evie, can we get a really quick shout out for No Small Parts, please? And please be sure and follow them as well as this coming Saturday. If you haven't already submitted your audition piece, we are doing a live audition showcase on the No Small Parts platform. So Twitch, I don't know why I'm nervous, on the Twitch platform. So be sure and check that out. All the information is in the panels section down below in the No Small Parts Twitch page. It tells you how to submit all the information, auditions, and things of that nature. So, oh my gosh, all good stuff coming down the pike. And if you haven't heard, I'm a brand new grandmother. Yay! Yes, I said it, grandmother. I'm calling myself Nana. We don't call myself grandmother. No, I'm, hi, son. So I'm a brand new Nana. Baby Olive arrived yesterday. She's safe. They're thriving. She's feeding. She's great. Mom and baby are doing absolutely wonderful. Just in time for Mother's Day. So I'm super excited to have a brand new addition to the family. Okay. So today's podcast, when I mentioned that I was a variety streamer, I am also a talk show and podcast host. I have a podcast called the AnnieTalksShow. I have a YouTube channel of the same name, AnnieTalks, and I am also a radio host for a Hawaiian radio network. There you go. A lot. That's a mouthful. I absolutely get that. Anyways, so the purpose that of today's show is a podcast. It's I haven't done a podcast in quite some time. So I wanted to bring back the podcast to this platform, and I wanted to first of all bring, or second of all rather, bring a really good person that I know. He was one of my original mods here on Twitch, and he's helped me through so much. He's helped me navigate through Twitch with all my audio issues and video issues and all that stuff. So I'm really excited to bring him on, and he is going to share with you his personal account with what's going on in the world. As you guys know, most of us are on lockdown. We are on COVID-19 lockdown or shelter in place or stay at home. And my guest on this show had a first person encounter or experience with it. So I am excited to bring him on not because I think it's glamorous to be, in an environment of quarantine or to be stricken with COVID or coronavirus, but because I'm excited that he was willing to come onto the show and share his experience, as well as kind of raise awareness of this horrible pandemic that's hitting the globe, worldwide. And I think it's really good to be able to hear it from his perspective. And so without further ado, I would love for all of you to please put a warm welcome. Okay, gosh, sorry. I just have to get all my stuff up here. Sorry, guys. Give a warm welcome to my mod, but my also good friend and everybody's good friend. Welcome everybody, Mr. Finalxnoodles, aka Patrick, aka Finalxnoodles. Yay!
Hi. Hello everyone. What's up, chat? What's up? Hello, AnnieTalksShow. My name is Patrick Oak, and I am my Twitch name is Finalxnoodles. I'm currently unemployed, all thanks to the coronavirus pandemic. Hobbies include crying myself to sleep and listening to like depressing music on Spotify. My favorite video games are from software games, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Sekiro, and doing the Smashmouth Allstars on Twitch Sings.
Yay! Now, do you remember how you and I met, Noodles? I honestly can't remember.
I was doing Twitch Sings, and you came and asked to do a duet with me.
That's what it was. Yeah, absolutely. And then I think you came into one of my streams, and I sang with you in one of my streams, and then we went and and this is how I met Death Mage. You told me go raid Death Mage, and I said okay, I will. And it's just kind of come full circle. So and then I don't know how it came about, but I asked Noodles if he would be my mod, and he so graciously said yes. So here he is. So yay! Well, thank you so much for being on the show. I'm really excited that you're here. Absolutely.
Me too.
And so let me just backtrack a little bit, you guys. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So just last week, was it last week? I think it was last week. Noodles was on his own stream. He was streaming Twitch Sings, and I was really surprised to see him singing because just weeks before he had told me that he had coronavirus, that he was diagnosed with coronavirus, and he had gone through just a whirlwind of change, a whirlwind of roller coaster emotions, physical, mental, emotional roller coaster in that time frame. So it was really surprising for me to see him on Twitch sings, not only talking, but singing nonetheless. And it really, really warmed my heart because, because you didn't let it beat you down. So I know I'm getting a little ahead of myself. So let me just kind of preface that with that intro about why we're here and why I think it's really important for all of us to hear from your personal account what you went through. So on that note, why don't you tell us a little bit more about the background about COVID-19 and how you found out you were diagnosed with coronavirus?
The first night I went to the ER because I had trouble breathing and I was hyperventilating and I was like, and I had a fever, a high fever, 104, and I just couldn't breathe. So I text my brother like, bro, can you take me to the hospital? Because I am legit dying right now. I can't breathe.
Wow.
And then we went to the ER triage. They asked me, why are you here? I'm like, I think I have the coronavirus and I can't breathe. And then they told me that my brother couldn't come with me. So I went to the ER. They put me in a wheelchair. They dragged me to like a room. And then I had like 5 nurses running tests on me. And how I found out that I had coronavirus, COVID-19, was when they stuck these long Q-tips up my nose, up both my nostrils, which reached all the way to the back of my skull.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they actually, this is gonna hurt, but it didn't hurt me because I stuck stuff up my nose like like a long time ago, and it didn't bother me much.
So
yeah.
So let's step back because before you found out you had coronavirus, you were actually taking care of your mom, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, my mom was sick, and I was taking care of her, and all of a sudden, like, she just coughed in my face, even though I was wearing a face mask, and that's how I got sick.
And did you know she had coronavirus as well?
I did not know.
Okay, but was she diagnosed with coronavirus?
She did not know either.
Okay. Oh, interesting. So, okay. Do you know? Does she have it or?
She definitely had it because she
Okay.
was the only sick person that like I was near. So I was taking care of her.
Now, and just a little bit more further back, so we understand the perspective. She's an essential worker because she works
Yes.
at what
At a
grocery store?
no, she works in a food manufacturing factory.
Okay, so because essential workers are pretty much kind of exposed, right? Because they're, I mean, I have a son that works he works for Ralph's, and he's an essential worker, so he's pretty much not so much frontline. He's not a first responder, but he's there, so he's constantly, at risk for exposure. So okay, let's fast forward to a little bit more. So you were taking care of your mother, and she was out of work for some time, or
Yeah.
and then so when you were taking care of her, what was that like? I mean, you saw what she was going through.
I told her that she had to be like self quarantine so that she didn't like infect anybody else, well, including me. But I thought I was being careful and cautious around her. But I guess like when she coughed, it got me. Got to me too.
But you weren't using masks or gloves or anything.
I was.
You were. You were.
I
You
were.
you
I were.
you were. You were. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now, so when you were at the hospital, they did all the tests. They the initial tests with the Q-tips and whatnot.
Yeah. This was in the ER.
And then
First.
so what happened after that?
They transferred me to like the 4th floor. I guess it was like a dedicated coronavirus floor.
Where- And there were other people. There were other patients there.
I only saw nurses. I only see nurses because they could only put one person per room. So if it
Got
was
it.
like a 2-bedroom room, you only have one person because you just wanted to quarantine everybody.
Right. So, and then now I know that we're going to share some videos here in just a little bit, but tell us a little bit more about, before we get into the videos, kind of set us up with that. Like when you were there, what was going through your mind? What was your experience? And then you had mentioned a few nurses too. So why don't you talk a little bit about those?
As soon as I got there, they told me that I was diagnosed with coronavirus, the COVID-19. I was like, I was shocked at first. Like, really? I am? It's like
You were really legit surprised. You thought,
yeah.
did you just think you were sick? Maybe you just
I just thought I was like, yes. I was like, I didn't want to get it, because she said, the nurse said, the ER doctors and nurses supposed to tell you about your test results. It came in, but I only found out about it from the nurse, and she also told me that I had a pneumonia.
That you had pneumonia. So you didn't get pneumonia there. You had it already when you arrived.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's the symptoms that you were feeling when you couldn't breathe at home. And okay, and your breathing was very labored. Like when you were breathing, it was just.
I was wheezing. I just couldn't get any air.
Okay. And then now you had also mentioned about your fever. So
yeah, the fever was a symptom of coronavirus, and I had a fever 104 Fahrenheit, and it was too high, so it caused me a lot of like problems. I suffered like fever dreams, hallucinations. I was overheating. I couldn't sleep, and it was just like I was just in pain. It was so bad.
Right. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, are you ready to show some of the videos that you were talking about earlier?
Before this video, I kind of like put the subtitles on it because in that situation, I was like angry and sad and alone and afraid. So the only way I could like cope with it was by humor and sarcasm. That's like my coping mechanism. And if I didn't have that, I would have gone insane and like tried to like kill myself because I just couldn't handle the pain. It was unsufferable.
So, I mean, like legit, you had legit suicidal thoughts.
Yes.
Right. So not only the hallucinations, but the suicidal thoughts. Yeah. So that's the part that scares me a lot. is knowing
it's scary.
that
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Okay, so we are going to get right into this video. So, and just so you guys know, because he was in the hospital and he was in the state that he was. This video was made on TikTok, right? The majority of all your videos were done on TikTok. So he's very, very candid and very open about.
Like,
yeah.
I cursed like a sailor, so
yeah, curse like a sailor. And then and just before we get to this, you were also because of the fever, the high fever. Because you're also in a hospital, they only give you but so much clothing, right? They only give you just a gown, but you were just so you see
I took it off because I was like overheating.
There you go. All right, so let's watch a little bit of this, and then you just tell me when you want to stop, and then we can talk a little bit more about this. Okay, or do you want to just watch the whole thing? It's
just you just watch the whole thing.
Okay. He cursed like Annie playing WWC. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go, you guys. All right, so this is where Noodles is in the hospital. We'll just play the whole thing, and then we'll analyze that in just a few minutes. So here you guys go.
Been here for 24 hours. Nothing has been fixed. The AC don't even fucking work. It's hot as shit in here. They say I have fucking pneumonia. Like, where? They gave me three ice packs. I took one, opened it, and got water. I waited 1 hour for water. I don't know it's contaminated because I can't fucking taste shit. I lost taste. I lost smell. I lost hearing. And I just wanted a fucking sleeping aid. Not melatonin, something fucking harder so I can just like fall the fuck asleep. I think I'm hallucinating. So I don't sleep. Coronavirus didn't give me no fucking test results. They just said I had it. The fuck? Well, it's so fucking dry. I got fucking ice water from a fucking ice pack. It's good as shit though. I'm gonna sue fucking Methodist, Thomas Jefferson Methodist. Fuck them, man. They drowning right now. I'm trying to go the fuck home. They told me I was gonna go home, and then the doctor said I had fucking a full-on pneumonia. I could go. Oh, when I get out, I'm trying to fucking malpractice lawyer. I'm gonna fucking sue these motherfuckers. And then I'm gonna fucking get some fucking money out of this bitch. I feel fucking stupid. I'm so tired. They didn't show me any proof I have coronavirus or a fucking pneumonia, except the fucking short breathing and a fucking hydrochloroprosine, a fucking pill that does nothing on fucking coronavirus. I'm gonna drink these 3 ice packs like a fucking champ once. My fucking $1 million from malpractice lawyer, because I have imaginary fucking fake news disease. Yo, that side has another AC. It was blowing cold air like 20 minutes ago. Now it's dead. This one, hot air, dead. This one, put in the. Nothing there. Hear it? What does it say? It says 103.3. That's me. Can't see it. Oh, there it is. Look, I don't know what kind of undead spirit turns that AC back on. Thank you. I am hot as fuck. 103.3 degrees. I'm literally dying, overheating. Are there any evil spirits in here? Would you like to make your presence known? Do you want to hurt me? Can you hurt me? Please? I want to die. This coronavirus shit is like fucking me up like so bad right now. Like, ugh. Just kill me, okay? Get out.
I mean, it's like no laughing matter, but I mean, this kind of just shows the severity of it, because, so kind of walk us through a little bit. Like you were, I mean,
the vlog face cam videos, those I do not remember at all making those. I was out of it because of the high fever and the fever dreams, and I was hallucinating. Mm-hmm. Like every time I closed my eyes trying to sleep, I just like saw stuff. I can, like, this one time, I could have sworn there were people, like my friends were in my room, like helping me and like just hanging around. But when I opened my eyes, I was like, there's nobody there. And I could have sworn like the other bed, somebody was sitting there. And I was overheating like crazy from the fever. I drank these 3 ice packs. I thought they were like poisonous or something. But the nurse told me later that they were just plain old ice and water. So those things were good. And yeah, the overheating thing, I was so hot. I just can't. The room had like 1 out of 3 ACs that were working. And I got mad that the room was so hot. Like at the beginning I got into the room, the AC was never on. It only took me asking the nurse the next day, like, nurse, can you check if the AC's on? And the ACs weren't on.
Why?
Because they're like severely understaffed and underfunded, so they don't have like so much. That the workload is crazy. Oh my god, the nurses, some of them were like angels to me. I can name like 1 or 2, but the rest were like, I can't match the name to their face because I remember their faces because they were hiding behind masks and like these plastic covers. And there was like this one guy, this male nurse named Alex, who actually kind of like saved me and convinced me to stay because I just wanted to leave. I just wanted to go home, and I was feeling like normal and my breathing was like okay, and I said I wanted to leave, but he said no, you can't. You have a pneumonia, and we're scared that your lungs and your organs might fail and shut down on you. And he told me like, really? But I feel fine. Why can't I just go home and, you know, recover at home? And I said, no, we can't let you do that. But this other nurse said that you can involuntarily admit yourself off and discharge yourself. But I had to sign a waiver saying that their hospital is not responsible for my death outside the hospital. So
Oh my goodness.
yeah,
Oh my
and
goodness.
the nurse Alex, he convinced me to stay,
Mm-hmm.
and then the hospital has this policy that no one can come to the hospital, like no family, no friends. But he pulled some strings from and like made my told me that I can ask my brother to give me a care package from home, and he did. He gave me some extra clothes, my headphones, and my Nintendo Switch, which is like a handheld
Mm-hmm.
console.
Right.
I couldn't play it because I was every time I try to play it, I just get dizzy
Oh
and
wow.
nauseous.
Yeah.
So I didn't play when I was in the hospital. The
So
thing that saved,
go ahead. Go. No. No.
like another thing that saved me was my music on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't have that, I would have gone like stir crazy, and I, I was gonna like, I was thinking of ways to kill myself, like grabbing the IV off my arm, just stabbing myself in the neck, or throwing myself out the window.
No way.
I legit was thinking like that. It's horrible to think like that. And I messaged some friends, and like some of them like kind of helped me to not commit suicide in the hospital.
Wow, that's insane. So wait. So how long were you in the hospital during this time?
I was there for 4 days and 3 nights.
And in those 4 days and 3 nights, you all this happened, all the hallucinating dreams and the suicidal thoughts. I mean, it was so. That's what I know that it really just kind of overcame you. We talked a little bit yesterday about this, about how what do we want to call this? How you overcame COVID or coronavirus, and you said to me something that I found very, very interesting. You didn't overcome it because you're still
I
going
didn't.
through it. Talk
Yes.
about that.
Like uh, as soon as I got discharged out of the hospital, when I got home, I was hyperventilating, and I had I couldn't breathe because there was like a strong sanitizing smell of like bleach and ammonia, and that kind of triggered me, and I was like, so I just ran to my room, locked myself in, and was trying to calm down, and that helped a bit. And then like a week later, I was like feeling a lot better because they prescribed me that pill, hydrochloroquine, which was a pill for malaria and arthritis.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and apparently it helps uh lowers the symptoms or ease the pain of like the symptoms of the coronavirus, but it's not a real cure. And for the pneumonia, I asked them, can I get like antibiotics? And they said, no, we cannot give you antibiotics because you have the coronavirus strain
Right.
that's like immune to antibiotics.
So your senses, were they heightened at all? Were you did you have an
Um,
appetite at all?
I
I'm
had no appetite. I had diarrhea. I had
wow.
no sense of smell, no sense of taste, and I think I lost my hearing in like one ear.
What about now? Can you hear okay now?
Right now, I can breathe I can breathe normal. I'll like hyperventilating or coughing sometimes. My sense of taste and hearing is back. I can sing. I
I can
can like,
see.
yeah. I feel like I'm like 100% back to normal.
But so this is what I'm trying to understand. It's like your senses were so out of whack, right? They were literally out of
Hmm.
whack because of the fever, because it
Yeah.
really it was very neurological. It sounds like
I didn't
more or
eat when I was in
less.
hospital
Wow. Wow.
for
Okay.
those 4 days.
For those 4 days, interesting. And you also made a good point that you and yes, that is a hospital kind of formality when they say, you can't, sir, you can't leave. And, if you walk out those doors, you have to sign a waiver and all that.
Hmm.
But I commend the one nurse that really kind of, as they say, talk you off the ledge, basically
Yeah.
pulled you back because, he knew that this thing is just, it's worse than most people's, it's worse than the majority of everybody's saying. They think it's just, I think that's what kills me about what's flying around these days, and everybody's kind of loosely saying, oh, it's just the flu. It's just a flu. I mean, you can tell them. Right. Exactly.
Yeah, it's not. It's nothing like the flu. It's like a super version of like the flu and pneumonia. And it might not have a 100% mortality rate, but it does kill people, especially like the elderly and people who are like immune deficiency.
And
it affects everybody differently. Like my mom, all things her symptoms were just coughing and a fever. With me, I had all of it. It's crazy.
wow, that's so interesting. I mean, and you're right. I mean, I don't think it's age discriminating as
Nope.
as people first started to believe. And I'm saying that I'm not a health expert. I'm not nearly a health expert. I'm saying that, I think when you're exposed, and depending on your immune system, and it takes on kind of a life of its own in your case, because it sounds like maybe your mother had more of a milder case of it
Yes.
versus you, right? And yeah. So, I mean, did that kind of puzzle you a little bit, thinking, well, wait, she was sick? And
Yeah, I was kind of mad at my mom because she gave it to me, and I was angry at her. The first day I was like in the hospital, my mom called me. She was crying. She told me like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Mom, I'm fine. I'm in the hospital. I'm feeling better." And she kept saying, "Sorry, I didn't know."
wow.
And like, "Mom, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'll be there. Just call me tomorrow morning, and I'll talk to you tomorrow morning."
I'm going to give everybody an opportunity here in chat to ask any questions if you'd like. The way to do it is, originally we were going to have you come on to the Discord and chat with us, but just to keep it a little bit more cleaner and safer, if you guys are interested in asking Final Noodles social distancing, there you go. Yes, we're practicing social distancing also on Discord. But if anybody would love to ask Noodles a question, please use the exclamation point join, and you can ask your questions there, and I'll go ahead and field the questions. So please, throw your questions at Noodles. I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff that, I wanted to know, and I needed to, I asked him like a ton of questions. I gave him this questionnaire, and he was like, oh, these are good questions. So, if anybody has a question, please type in chat, exclamation point join, and ask your questions. I had a thought. What was my thought? We were talking a little bit about, your mother. And then, so like I was saying, when you came on last week and talking about how you're still kind of going through it, you're not over it yet. You're still, you haven't overcome it. Right. And you still have some of the symptoms that you did, and you were on Twitch things last week, but you also made a very good and interesting point yesterday. When we were on Discord chatting about today, I saw you leave the room, and then you came back with a mask, but you were in your house. You're wearing a mask. Talk about that.
That's the standard now in my house. We have to wear a mask and like latex gloves when we like interact with each other, and we stay like 6 feet away from each other.
In your house.
Well, me and my mom, so we don't have to get our family sick.
Right.
Because my dad is like old and he's like bedridden, kind of. If he gets infected, he's not gonna, last.
Oh wow. So are you like separate from the family? Are you in a whole different area compared to where everybody else is?
I'm in my room. Everybody got their own room. Mm-hmm. So my mom is staying in the self-quarantine in the guest room, and I'm in my room.
So when you say self-quarantine, I'm kind of curious, like, are what other things are you doing to, like, when people do self-quarantine? For me, in my household, I'm, put my gloves on, literally put my gloves on, put a mask on. My daughter and I share a bathroom and whatnot, but that's, but we don't have like self-quarantining protocol. So like what does self-quarantine look like to you?
Self-quarantine is basically the opposite of what you do. Like
there you go.
If we're trying to use the bathroom, I gotta make sure that no one is like in my path for using the bathroom.
Oh, really? So like if you have to
Yeah.
go to the bathroom, do you tell everybody? Do you tell them ahead of time?
No, I just like look if the light is on and or if anybody is in the hallway. I just go use the bathroom.
What about common areas like your kitchen and
Um, my first 2 weeks, I haven't been to the kitchen besides the bathroom only.
okay. And do you
And
so not to get personal, but do you share a bathroom with your family or is it
yeah,
your okay.
we have like 3 bathrooms,
Okay.
and me and my brother share one bathroom with his girlfriend.
And he's kind of doing social distancing as well.
Yeah, he's just doing social distancing away from me. And like with food and drinks and stuff, they just leave it in front of my door. And once they leave, I bring the food into my room.
So have you been able to leave your house at all or you just
I have not left my house for over 2.5 weeks.
really
I want to.
Wait, since you came home, you've not by choice, right?
Yeah, by choice.
You stay in your house, self quarantine, as you say, and really everybody just kind of practices their own social distancing. Wow, that's super interesting. I mean, it's come to that, right? Because again, the amount of exposure, even in just your own household, right? Compared to, when you go outdoors. Now, so I have a question for you. How does it make you feel when people talk, when you hear the talk right now about opening up America, opening up the country, opening up certain regions, whatever, and knowing what you went through, how does that make you feel?
It made me feel like angry, and like I can't believe like they're actually doing this because when people go outside, we like to hang out with our friends and family, and we're so close to each other, and that is so easily for the like COVID-19 to spread, like by touch, by a cough, a sneeze, or just breathing, or like it's crazy, and the symptoms are just basically like the flu, and once you get sick, you don't know if it's coronavirus or not. It's stupid. I think this lockdown thing should be last longer until we find a vaccine.
You guys see? This is why it's important for everybody to hear it from literally somebody who's going through it right now. Not hasn't overcome it yet. Yes, he's better. He's on the mend. He's getting, he's gone over that peak and he's coming down off that peak for himself, just himself. But that's just one person compared to, what's happening globally and, regionally and wherever. But so it's true. I'm not going to sit here on my high horse. And for me, I am not here to, sway one way or another. I am here basically just presenting you somebody who was very gracious enough and agreed to be here to talk about his encounters. So you're hearing it from him. He's still going through self-quarantining. What are your plans now, Noodles? How much longer do you feel you need to be in self-quarantine?
The end of this week.
And then
I want a good solid 3 weeks.
Okay.
I'm not gonna go make a follow-up with my primary doctor.
Okay. And then going to the doctors, you still have to be, masked.
Yeah, safe and cautious. Yeah.
Right. And do you check in with them every once in a while and by phone or by email or anything,
Who?
your doctors?
Not yet, but I will.
Okay.
Because right now I feel like I'm normal, but there's still some coughing and some slight dizziness when I play like video games or watch a movie.
Now, do you think that we're doing enough are we doing enough in terms of social distancing? Do you think that it's effective?
It is not.
What are you seeing that maybe you can kind of lend some insight for us?
Like, I could tell you some stories. Like, after I was looking out my window, I seen like this mom and her kids with masks on. I'm like, isn't that crazy? Like a little kid wearing a mask and a mom with a stroller with a mask on.
Yeah.
Just walking around outside.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Wow.
And I've seen people like joggers running around with masks on too. I was like, wow.
I see joggers in my area without masks jogging, and
That's stupid. That's really stupid.
Yeah. I when I leave my house to go walk my two dogs, I have I look like I'm gonna go to a masquerade party. I got a full mask. I got gloves. I got my hair pulled back even just so that, at a drop of a dime, if I need to like quickly, run or I don't have to worry about my hair. If I need to, oh God, the other day I got chased by a dog. The other day we got chased by a dog. My dog got chased by a dog, and the owner was coming after the dog. And I was legit running because first of all, the dog was coming towards my dog and he was getting ready to bite my dog. So I was like holding my two dogs on their leashes like this, and they're dangling and I'm running because she's running towards us. I'm like, social distancing. And she didn't have anything. Because she had nothing. She didn't have a mask.
I think dogs can get like coronavirus too, right? Like animals.
I don't know. I'm not a medical expert. I'm not a scientist. I don't know. I don't know.
I think they said that.
Yeah. So it's hard. I don't know. So meanwhile, she had nothing. Her dog was on the loose. She had nothing. She didn't have a mask. She didn't have gloves. She didn't even have a leash for the damn dog as she was chasing him. So I'm walking around with my two dogs on their leashes and one of them is pretty damn heavy. So I was like this and dangling and I'm running, with mask and everything. So
you're not wrong. Like, what if she's like infected? And you don't know?
Exactly. So I mean, for me, and I guess to each his own, and I'm not really sure, how it is in different districts and whatnot. But if other people are, not practicing, if I'm practicing, I feel like other people should, you know what I mean? So, but it's to each his own. I get it. So what overall, or what parting words and, what parting words would you like, not parting words, but what words of wisdom, or what would you like to share with our listeners and our viewers about COVID and, kind of your tell all?
I think the first thing is like, watch out for your family. Like, if they're sick, watch out for the symptoms like fever and like shortness of breath, because that's coronavirus right there. And like the lockdown being lifted, stay home. Just go to like the essentials, like the store, get food, and that's it. And if you have to work, I just hope that your workplace offers you like protection against that, like gloves and masks.
Right.
Yeah. And I wish that everybody would just stay home until like an actual vaccine is out. That way no one gets sick.
Right. Agreed. Because of COVID-19, I was one of the companies, or my organization was one of the organizations that had to eliminate or downsize their workforce, basically. So I was already working from home to begin with, so it wasn't a huge switch to have to be home. But I'm with you because I would err on the cautious side because I do not want to get sick. I'm super susceptible to getting sick. So the last thing I want to do is to get sick and to, I have a new grandbaby that just came to the world and I can't even see her, because thank you. I can't see her because of COVID-19. I can't even go by the hospital, for the baby shower where we had to completely cancel all the baby showers and just do a really quick makeshift baby shower. So it has definitely changed the world, I think.
It has.
Yeah.
The world is different today.
Yeah. So much so that, it's I can't even think right now what's going to look like when the world opens up, when California or the US opens up and things, I don't think things will ever go back to normal.
No, we're not.
Yeah.
It's going to get worse.
Yeah. And it's, but who's to say too? I mean, are you hearing too that it's not even, it hasn't really been tested, but now they're saying it doesn't mean that you couldn't get coronavirus again.
There are different strains of the coronavirus.
Okay. Right.
Because I was sick from one strain, doesn't mean I can't catch the other strains.
Yeah, that's scary, you guys. That's really scary. So do we have any questions? I'm just checking right now. I don't see any questions in
I
our
don't think we have any questions.
chat here, but does anybody have any questions for
That's good.
for Noodles?
Because I was gonna cry. Like, I'm watching that video, kind of like triggered me a bit.
What I find interesting about those videos, Noodles, is that you don't even remember making them.
Yeah, I don't remember them. When I was watching that video, it was like I was like a third party watching someone else's experience.
You were having an out of body experience, right? Looking
Yeah.
down at yourself. Wow. Wow.
And it's kind of like scary to see.
Were you surprised at the things that you were saying?
I was.
What surprised you the
Like,
most?
the sue the hospital for money. Yeah. The funny thing about that, I texted my brother and my aunt. Like, I read my text message say, can you guys find me a good malpractice lawyer? Because when I get out, I'm gonna sue the shit out of this hospital and come like make some money out of it.
Wait, you saw that text? You don't remember sending it?
I did. I don't remember sending. My brother told me like, why did you send this to me? And I told him like, yo, bro, I did not remember sending that text. I'm like so sorry. Blame it on coronavirus.
Blame it on coronavirus. Oh my
That's my
goodness.
excuse. Like,
Yeah.
for stuff. Like, oh no, Noodles, what are you doing? Like, oh, blame it on coronavirus. Like,
So after your self quarantine, do you plan on, maybe kind of weaning yourself into the public, or what do you plan to do?
oh hell no. I'm just gonna
Hell no.
just go. If I need to go to the supermarket, I'm just gonna go and that's it and just come
Yeah,
back.
and just come back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just essential errands and things like that.
Yeah, it's just errands. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, if I hope you guys found this podcast and this talk to be very informative, educational, and even just slightly humorous, right? Because
Shell shocking.
yeah, exactly. Because one thing you said to me too yesterday or the day before was that when you made these videos, as you're looking at them, because you don't remember making them, you thought it was important to show this because it was the way that you had to cope, right? It was your coping mechanism.
Yeah.
I like that, and I like the fact that you had that medium to do that. But if you wanted to, couldn't you have called somebody, or you couldn't remember to call anybody? Like you were so far gone, like hallucinating.
My coping mechanism is try to make like funny videos or just look at like memes on my phone or on my computer.
Mm-hmm.
So to try and call somebody, it didn't bother me because like after the nurse came and gave me like Tylenol for the fever,
Right.
I put myself in the bed trying to go to sleep, and this was like after like 9 or 10 at night.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And yeah, and like then the next time the nurse came in was like 5 in the morning, and I woke up and I checked my phone and like, why did I upload this? I was looking at it, I was pretty out of it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I never experienced like anything like that before.
Yeah. Wow.
That fever dream,
Fever
it's scary.
dream. That's interesting. Yeah, I like how you call it fever dreams. So these hallucinations and these fever dreams, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
Well, again, I'm thankful. Thank you again so much for being candid with
Welcome.
us and being for graciously accepting my.
I just want to spread awareness.
Absolutely. I hope everybody had an opportunity to learn from this. But if there are no other questions, I would like to say thank you to Noodles for just lending his insight, giving us his first person account, and kind of giving us the first hand view, as you saw from those videos, of what he went through. And we don't wish this upon anybody.
No.
We wish that everybody that will adhere to some of these safe at home and lockdown orders and do your part in in social distancing and keeping yourself healthy so as not to spread the virus. So, All right. Thank you so very much. I really truly appreciate it. I
welcome,
am
Annie.
so excited that all of you were here, and I will talk to you all very soon. I don't think we're going to raid anybody at this point, but I do absolutely appreciate you guys being here. And if you have any questions, you can always anybody can give me or Noodles a message. You can if you haven't already joined my Discord. Sorry.
Night Stoops.
If you haven't joined my Discord, join my Discord, and you can always message us in Discord. Let's turn this down. Sorry. You can always message us in Discord if you have any questions, and be sure to check out Noodles if we haven't already. Let me just shout them out right now because I don't think my mods are here right now.
Yeah, I'm doing a stream with you.
There you go. There's my mod. So if you haven't already followed Noodles, follow him right there. And be sure to check him out and go check him out when he sings, because I'm super excited to see him sing, having gone through all this with him, or having gone through all of this, and good to see that you're on the mend, Noodles. So thank you again.
Yeah, I'm so happy.
Great. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Take care. Yes, for sure, everybody. So send your well wishes, everybody. Thank you all very, very much. I will talk to you all very soon. Noodles, again, thank you so much for being here. And
You're welcome so much. You're welcome.
whoops, sorry. Let me just do a transition here because, I don't know how to do these very well right now. Okay, bye, guys. Have a good night. Talk to you all very, very soon. Bye-bye.
Can you still hear us? Yeah, I'm getting like a whole bunch of messages on Discord. Friends.